Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 109 of the Unknown Games podcast. What a crazy week it's been. I am your host, Adrian, and I am joined with my co-host, the person of the hour who's back from another resurrection, I guess. Alex.
What's up? Hey, how's it going?
How's the second resurrection?
It's fine, I guess. I mean, living still sucks.
It's still living.
So it still sucks, yeah.
It's still a hard life to live.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed. But this is the Unknown Games podcast where we do talk about video games. We also talk about our lives here in Japan and the occasional fast food. It is, like I said, it's been a crazy week. We're going to be going over a ton of stuff from Project L, Riot's fighting game, to GTA's weird. I don't even know what that mess is about. It's just hot mess. It's actual hot mess.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch. It's been a pretty crazy week in terms of news and stuff. I kind of been half awake for like half the week, I guess. I don't know. I'm really picky and choosy with like the news that I consume, like on Reddit and stuff like that, and on blogs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's the gambit. You know, there's been the gambit this weekend.
Yes.
I gotta say, we're moving up on them subs numbers, man. The subs, they happenings.
That's good. Yeah, and I'm looking at the YouTube page. They're happening for sure.
Yeah.
Are we live, by the way?
I think we're live. I hope we're live.
I think the video might be like live, but unlisted.
Can you tell me if I'm live? Yeah, it is unlisted. It is unlisted though.
It's like I'm looking at our own YouTube page, and there's no indication that we're live.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a quote live video that's not actually quote live. It's really
we are
strange.
like recording, right?
But we are recording.
We're recording to an unlisted video.
Yes, we are.
So it's like
it's like to the ether.
That's interesting.
It's to the ether right now.
So what I do is like because I can't see like you, right?
So you can't see anything anymore now, right?
No, because like what I do when we podcast is I'll actually just open the stream and I'll like look at the stream. No, I can't do that anymore.
Oh, dang. You know what? I totally forgot about that. That's how we see each other.
Well, that's how I see you. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you would do the same thing for me, right? Or no,
you
have the OBS. You have you looking at me in OBS.
Yeah, I'm looking at you in OBS. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Well, it's like the things when I'm like, I'm gonna try something new today. Let me try something. It's like, nah, man, you don't want to. You don't want to get that.
That's
funny. You don't want to get that right now. But I sent it to you on Discord. Hopefully.
Okay, sweet.
Hopefully that works. Look at that.
So funny.
Top level production quality right here.
Oh yeah, no, we're live. Yeah, we're live. It's unlisted live. That's sweet.
Top level. That's how we roll on the
all right.
Unknown
That's
Games
awesome.
podcast.
All right, we're rolling. This is a rolling start. So if you guys are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, episodes will go up on Friday, right, in Japan?
Yes, I'm answering you.
Yeah, at the end of the week. So happy Friday to you guys if you're listening to this just as the episode hits your feeds. If you're watching us live, well, you ain't.
You ain't. Not this week. We turned that off. That means you're watching the VOD.
Yeah, but hey, don't worry about it. Don't let that bother you. You can still, subscribe to us on YouTube. Definitely do that. Once we hit 100 subs, which hopefully will be soon, we can hand out like a really good URL because it lets us get a custom URL when you hit 100 subs, right?
It really is. It's 100 subs, really?
100 subs, yep.
Really, just 100.
Yeah, so if you look at our if you give someone our YouTube channel, it's like youtube.com/channel/ the huge ass string of numbers and
some people
don't
stuff, change it. It's crazy. Some people, like even big creators, I'll look at their YouTube channel and they don't change their name.
Well, there's like no need to change that link if you have that in like your Twitter bio or whatever, right? It's just whatever, right?
Yeah. It is nice though.
Yeah.
We want to be nice. We want to be nice to you all. We want to make it easier to find us because we're creeping up. We're creeping on up there.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you have anyone who looking for a podcast in your life, definitely go ahead. Let them know about us at least. Just get them to sub. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
Exactly. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, like anything you can think of audio-wise, we're there. And, of course, we're on YouTube every week on Monday. Don't worry. Next week, we'll be actually on, like, actual live, listed
sure.
live. Well, yeah. I'll hit that up for y'all. But yeah, I mean, like, so this week we've had a couple of things that have happened. And I know some games that have come out, particularly one game one major game, I guess. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining
Yeah,
Pearl.
sure.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, major is subjective. I would say it depends on how you're looking at it. If you even care about Pokemon, but yeah.
I feel like I've heard like mixed things because I mean like we kind of talked about this when we first looked at the trailer. You know, it was, you know, it's nice, but we were like, well, why does it look like this? Or maybe you know, it's
sure.
this is the how many remakes are we on right now? Like out of is this the fourth in like in terms of gens? How many have they remade?
They've redone all of them. Yeah, so they've done a remake of Gen 1 technically twice. Gen 2 got their own remakes, Gen 3, and now we're on Gen 4. So yeah, all the gens have been remade. And one is so damn good, they did it twice, I guess.
They had to get the kids hooked. They had to get them hooked even more, man.
So we're at the Gen 4 remakes. So Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out last Friday, worldwide. Obviously just remakes of Diamond and Pearl, which came out in 2006, 2007, I believe. 2007 maybe. And that was followed by Platinum, like 2 years later, maybe something like that. But these are just remakes of Diamond and Pearl.
Right.
That I think in itself is a little bit of a controversy. I don't know, controversy maybe putting it in quotation marks here. It's not like it depends on what's, you know, like where you're
what like, you want, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, kind and of? Also what community. It's not like it's blowing up on all the blogs or whatever. And it's like the Pokemon controversy. Not at all.
Right.
But to put it shortly, okay, I guess to give you guys a really quick rundown of the remakes is typically when a gen is remade, it's remade with like the engine of the then current generation. So Gen 1, red, blue, yellow, or red and green if you're in Japan, was remade when Gen 3 was current.
Right.
So it was like Gen 1, the story of Gen 1, and like, you know, those games brought into third gen, right?
Right.
And then Gen 2 was remade, Heart Gold, Soul Silver was pulled into Gen 4 essentially. So the same Diamond and Pearl gen, right?
Right.
And then Ruby Sapphire Gen 3 was remade in the same gen as X and Y, which was Gen 6. Yeah.
Right.
So here we are in the Sword and Shield generation with Diamond and Pearl remakes. So the assumption is that obviously they're going to redo Diamond and Pearl and it's going to look like
Sword and Shield. Right.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It super doesn't. And I think a lot of people were bothered by that, and they're like, "These are bad remakes. They're taking the easy way out. These are lazy remakes." I mean, those are the general negative opinions.
Okay.
When the trailer kind of came out. So there's that, and there's also the fact that every time a game is or a gen is remade, they kind of add features or they include features from like how do I put this?
Like the most current, right?
The re-release? Okay, so so when Gen 1 was remade, they added like a bunch of new islands and a bunch of Pokemon that weren't actually in Gen 1 originally.
Okay.
They added like a ton of content. When Gen 2 was remade, Gold and Silver, not everyone, sorry, but people know that there was actually a Gold, a Silver, and a Crystal, right? And Crystal had like new content and it had like some changes. So that was like the best version of Gen 2, Crystal.
Right.
So when they remade Gold and Silver, they basically based it off Crystal, and then they split, Crystal into the two games with the Pokemon list, right?
Right.
And Ruby Sapphire was the same kind of deal. They kind of included some stuff from Emerald, so Ruby Sapphire Emerald, and then the remakes were using basically Emerald as kind of their basis. Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, however, seem to have very little, if not like no content from Platinum.
Oh, so it's like you said, it's like almost kind of a 1-to-1 remake in a way, just
in a weird way,
some ways, but then like maybe the battle system or when you get into the battle, it's like, okay, here's a little bit more the current look for the
kind of
yeah,
no, I mean they look good. Like, the battle screens look good. So that's not to say that Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl have no new content. It has like the Grand Underground, which is like which is an improved feature from the Underground from the original games.
Okay.
It's not nothing, but it's not, I would say, what fans were expecting.
I mean, how much is it? How much does it sell for right now? It's full price, right? Like 50.
Yeah, it's like a full price Switch game, so like 60 USD or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, like you're still having fun with it, right? I mean, you do, wait, you have it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was gonna be like, wait, you have it, right?
I bought it. I bought it on the weekend actually. Yep.
But you've been playing a lot of it, or just kind of off and on, kind of casually. I mean, I've been seeing
I
a
would
lot of
say that I played
Nuzlocke
it.
challenges going on.
I don't know how many hours I put into it. I probably put into like 8-ish hours so far because I bought it on Saturday. I didn't get home until like Saturday night, so I really only played it on Sunday. So yeah.
Okay, I mean that's still that's still a nice little amount of time, 8 hours. I mean, because I mean it seems like from what I'm seeing on stream, people are having fun with it, and it's still kind of a relaxed, kind of chill kind of deal. I mean, it's Pokemon. I mean, I know there are hardcore Pokemon fans out there who would be like, "What do you mean it's Pokemon? What do you mean by that?" But I mean, it's Pokemon, right?
Yeah, no, it's for better or for worse. It's Pokemon. So if you were expecting like Sword and Shield, like quality of life improvements, graphics, open worldness, kind of. That's not to say Sword and Shield is open world. It has like a sort of open world kind of section, but most of the game is still traditional Pokemon roots.
Mm-hmm.
But no, if you're expecting any kind of like, oh, this is Gen 8, it's Gen 4. It's Gen 4
It's just
with a facelift and some tweaks. You can now run. Like
hey,
you
that's
don't.
nice.
Yeah, you can run.
That's always crucial in real life. You need to be able to if you can.
Yeah, and here's a change. Here's a change that they actually added that some people on Reddit are upset about is that Pokemon now all your Pokemon earn experience in a battle, even if they weren't fighting.
Even if they didn't fight.
Yeah. So when you beat a Pokemon like a wild Pokemon, the Pokemon that fought in battle will get 100% of the experience, and everyone else gets 50% of the experience.
I mean, that's not. I mean, like it's like that in some other RPGs. I mean,
It's like that in most RPGs.
in most
I would
RPGs,
argue.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, modern RPGs, yeah. So that's what it's like in Diamond and Pearl, the remakes now. And some people, and not all people, I want to say this, but some people are complaining about that because the game, like it makes it so you can accidentally overlevel. Like it's really easy to overlevel.
okay.
Yeah. Because you'll just be like going through a route, and then all of a sudden all your Pokemon are the same level, which is some people are like, oh, that's very handy.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
like it's handy. It's nice and convenient in terms of like if you're grinding, but at the same time, it's like you said. I mean, here's the thing. When it comes to new features like that, I always feel like it's better if they can just have a switch that says, "Hey, choose. Do you want this or do you not want this?"
It's funny that you bring that up because that Switch existed up until Gen 8. So they actually introduced this experience share feature. I want to say in Gen 6. That's Pokemon XY.
Okay.
And you could turn it off actually in the prior gens.
So they removed the
and
feature.
Now you can't turn it off now.
That's a weird feature to remove, especially since I mean we always talk about when things are added to a game. How like either that's good or bad, but it's weird when like a feature that people are generally kind of happy about, and maybe they found out people weren't using it, and that's why they removed it. But at the same time,
like, oh, most people leave it on.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Actually, that's a good point. Because it's tough when you go to like a web forum or you go to like Reddit or something, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's a minority. It's a vocal minority. Like it's not like all the Pokemon fans in the world are congregating, on Reddit, right? Not at all.
Exactly. You're gonna hear the dark side before you hear the light.
So yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe Game Freak, Pokemon Company are doing their own market research somehow, some way, and they found that people leave it on. Most people leave it on, so they're like, it doesn't matter if we take it out, I guess. So.
I'd be interested to see if they still do playtest for those games. I mean, I'm sure they do, but just like general audience feedback playtesting.
Yeah,
for the remakes.
I don't know. I do remember when Sword and Shield came out. Again, a lot of people were pretty upset with Sword and Shield. They thought it was pretty bad. A lot of negativity around Sword and Shield on the internet, and despite that, it sold extremely well.
Yeah,
it sold
really well.
Yeah,
I mean, say what you want about like Nintendo games, they sell like hotcakes. I mean, they still sell like no matter what. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of their audience. They sell to a wide variety of people, and like that's the really cool things. Like even when I'm playing Pokemon Unite, I can honestly say I don't know what age range I'm playing with because sometimes, it's Pokemon. You could be playing with like 10-year-olds,
Fuck anyone,
15
dude.
year
Yeah,
olds,
you play with
or
like a 39-year
30.
old or something. You
Yeah,
have no
I
idea.
have no
Yeah.
clue. I just have to be like, I hope this person is skilled. That's
Yeah.
it.
I'm curious because I played all the Pokemon games upon release.
Hmm.
I know you haven't played a Pokemon game in a while, right?
Yeah, in a while. In a while.
So I am pretty curious how you would feel jumping into Sword and Shield, the latest gen. I mean, because Diamond Pearl, these ones are remakes, right? So,
Right, right.
you play OG Diamond and Pearl or no?
No, no.
Oh,
I,
you
I
didn't.
stopped
Okay,
at
Ruby Sapphire.
gold, silver.
Oh, Gen 2.
Yeah,
Wow. Or
I
really,
stopped
you
early.
quit. You quit
I
early.
I
You,
quit early. I
yeah, you
played
quit
and then
early.
like I got hooked on some other games. I'm like, what happened to my Game Boy?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so I'm pretty curious then how you would feel jumping into Sword and Shield because this is the newest generation of Pokemon. On paper, this should be the best of the best, right?
right, right.
So I would like to see how you get into it. How do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about the pacing and everything?
It's gonna be save that for next year. Follow me on Twitch level streams.
Are
We're gonna
you gonna
promote.
stream it? Would you stream it?
I feel like I probably would. I mean, I have people in chat who do love Pokemon, and I have some close friends who literally like they're huge Pokemon fans, and I'm sure they would also like to see me go through it. And like it's something since now I have a Switch that I've always gone back and forth on. Before I would say like X and Y, I had no like interest in playing Diamond. No, sorry, a Pokemon game again.
Uh-huh.
And then when the Switch versions came out, I was like, oh, okay, maybe like I got a little bit more interested, and it's also because I got more interested in other Pokemon properties again, right? Like Pokemon Shuffle, and now I'm playing a lot of Pokemon Unite.
Okay, yeah.
And then like that stuff kind of got me more into Pokemon again. It got me back into it.
So you're probably
now,
just because you quit at Gen 2, you're probably like, what the fuck is this Pokemon? Like,
dude,
what is this?
Pokemon
Yeah.
Shuffle taught me all the gens. I learned them all.
Oh, you're
I
just
was
like looking at Pokemon there, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that got me back into it, just because I didn't have to look at a Pokemon and go, what the heck is that now? I mean, there were still some that I were like, what is that? But for most of them, I was like, I've seen that Pokemon. I recognize that, and I think that's kind of the power of these multi-property games or whatever spin-offs.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the marketing strategy of Pokemon. It's why there's a anime, and that's why there's so much merchandise. Especially because we live in Japan, so you go to a Pokemon Center and it's just like walls upon walls upon walls of plushies. Right?
Can you see the back, man? He's here now. I got that giant Pikachu back there.
Yeah.
It's just a giant Pikachu. Yeah, I got a giant. It's just a Pikachu.
Oh, holy shit! Oh yeah, that's fucking funny. Is that a lamp or anything, or is that what is that? What is?
Yeah, it's a lamp. It's a lamp, but it also dances and it responds, like it'll dance or talk to you when you like it hears noise.
Does it?
So it will just keep going forever.
But it's like off right now, yeah.
It's off now. If I turn it on, it won't stop until it falls off.
Off the fan or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It just keeps Pika Pika Pika. I'm like, okay, Pikachu, you can be quiet now.
That's funny. That's funny. No, I went to the Pokemon Center recently. Because I went to the Pokemon Center because I went to go buy Brilliant Diamond, right? I didn't have to go to Pokemon. You can buy that at any store.
You can buy it anywhere. Yeah.
But I went to I was in the area, so I was like, might as well just go get it at the Pokemon Center. Yeah, there's like plushies and plushies and plushies, and I mean, Pokemon has been a force in Japan ever since release in '96. Yeah, so
Yep.
you know,
But it's crazy. Like in terms of like when you think back as a kid and you look now and you're like, oh crap, I'm going to the Pokemon Center to buy a Pokemon game. I mean, just the fact that you're in. I mean, that has no. It means nothing to you, obviously. I'm just saying for people probably listening or watching, not watching this time, but listening.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. You can go to the Pokemon Center and buy a Pokemon game.
Yeah, they never really left. Pokemon Centers have been around in Japan, for a while, and yeah, I mean, Pokemon is just one of these old school properties, and it's so old that a lot of people that grew up with Pokemon now have kids who are growing up with Pokemon.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's
generations.
It's a nice family kind of cross generation thing at this point. So I know like my sister who was too old for Pokemon when it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she never got into it, but she's getting into it like now.
Because of
Because Pokemon Go, mostly because of
okay,
Pokemon
okay,
Go.
okay.
Yeah, and she's kind of playing it with like her kids, and they're the right age for Pokemon.
Right, right.
So she's kind of like, all these years later getting into Pokemon. Like I grew up like it was my, like my
Yeah, yeah. It was like it
um
was
childhood,
your
right?
childhood. Yeah.
So I grew up with it naturally, but everyone else in my family is just like, I don't, what is a pocket monster, but
Pokemon. That's what.
yeah, a
That's a,
Pokemon.
the
Yeah,
Pokemon was
what's a
real, and the Pokemon became a thing too. Now
what's a
it's just like
Pokemon? Yeah, no. But long story short, I'm playing Pokemon. Yeah, Brilliant Diamond. It's pretty cool. People are calling it closer to a remaster than a remake, just because
oh no.
of the art style
Oh,
is
yeah. They got them stubby feet or whatever.
they
God.
basically took like the sprites from the OG game, and they're like, but what if they were 3D, but not properly 3D models? They were just like the chibi 3D sprites, and that's
Right.
exactly what it looks like, which is fine. I'm getting used to it. It's a cute art style, honestly. Like I don't mind it. I played it for like 8 hours now, and I'm like, okay, this is totally actually I don't hate it or anything. I don't mind it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's a nice thing. Um. But before we get off this topic, I got to say, what's your favorite Pokemon? Who's your favorite Pokemon
Like of all time?
of all time? Who's your favorite?
Oh
Well,
man.
do you want to go all time, or you just want like current, like
No,
whatever you
I'll do
can?
all time because I
Okay.
can't really give a shit. I don't give a shit about Gen 8 or anything. um, it's a toss up between Charmeleon and Dragonair,
Oh, those are both good choices.
just because they look so damn cool. Charmeleon is like is kind of like the middle ground between Charmander and Charizard. Charizard's obviously like a really popular pick because he looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a cool dragon. Charmander's kind of like this cute lizard. I like Charmeleon because he's kind of like
Because he's kind of cool, right?
he's like the
But
middle
he's not.
child. Yeah.
he's,
He's kind of like Charizard with a teenage attitude. I don't know. Like
he's
that's
edgy. He's edgy.
that's
He's
yeah.
edgy.
He's just Charmeleon. And Dragonair just looks so damn cool, right? He's just like the like a mystic kind of dragon,
Right, right.
got a cool aesthetic. Shiny Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like shiny Dragonair. So shiny Dratini and shiny Dragonair are pink,
Ooh.
and they look really nice. But once you evolve your shiny Dragonair into a shiny Dragonite, it turns green for some dumb reason.
Huh? Why? Huh?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, I actually have
That
a
just looks
shiny.
ugly.
I have
That
a
sounds like it
shiny
looks ugly.
Dragonair, and I'm never gonna evolve it for that reason.
It just looks ugly. Like
I'm never
seeing,
gonna
like
evolve.
it's
Yeah,
a green Pokemon that isn't naturally. I mean,
yeah.
like it just doesn't look like it seems like a color that it would
I'm never.
flow with.
I'm never gonna evolve my shiny Dragonair because I don't want a green Dragonite. No
No,
thanks.
no, I'm okay. Wow, those are
Yeah,
both good choices.
yeah. Thanks.
I guess mine would be. I mean, I was always a huge fan of Ivysaur, like
Oh
Bulbasaur
yeah,
and Ivysaur.
yeah.
Like that was like my go-to when I was playing, and then when I was just even after that, like if I found a Bulbasaur or something, I would always like that was my jam. One of those two. I didn't like prefer either form, which was strange. If I had to go like right now though, I prefer Bulbasaur over Ivysaur, and then of course like I have found this out about myself. Like there are people who like they read manga or something, or like the main character. People who hate the main character. I think most people don't like the main characters, right? Like
I think it's that weird aversion to like the popular thing.
right. I
Yeah,
I love I love Pikachu, and I can't deny it. There's literally like 20 25 plus Pikachu in my room right now. Like they're everywhere,
right.
and I don't know. I don't know. Pikachu's just it's Pikachu.
I mean, yeah, he's the mascot. You know
But
who doesn't get enough
I used to
love
hate
though?
Pikachu. Phew.
Raichu. Raichu doesn't get enough
That's
love.
because you can never evolve or see a Raichu unless you really try to find it. It's never in front of your face.
You gotta use a Thunderstone. You gotta use a Thunderstone to evolve Pikachu. Also, if you're playing Gen 1, you can just find wild Raichus in the power plant. They're just there. But yeah.
Just go to the power plant. I
Yeah.
mean, let's not forget the OG Fat Pikachu on the card or anywhere.
I love Fat Pikachu.
Praise OG
man.
Fat Pikachu.
I love Fat Pikachu.
before the diet.
I know, I love Fat Pikachu. Anyone who's under the age of, I want to say like 25 probably
They've never
doesn't
seen
know.
a Fat Pikachu.
Never
maybe.
seen Fat
They've never
Pikachu.
seen.
Yeah.
They've never seen Fat Pikachu, and then like when Birthday Pikachu came out, I was like, oh my goodness, there's like all the like different little things. But yeah, Fat Pikachu, man,
The thing about Pikachu is that they made him thinner slowly over the years.
Over the years, yeah.
I never noticed until I went back and I'm like, holy shit, that's what that's what the.
yeah,
that's
he
what
looked like a weird freaky.
I'm
Nintendo
gonna
character.
go
He
look
looked
up.
like a Nintendo
Yeah,
character.
Fat Pikachu is like comfort food for me or something. Like the look of Fat Pikachu was just a nice.
Oh,
I miss Fat Pikachu,
You
man.
know, Fat Pikachu. One day, maybe one day you'll be back, Fat Pika. Be back, Fat Pika.
He should be. That should be like a
Like a
form. I mean, you probably don't know this, but like they added different like regional forms for Pokemon now. So
like
like,
the low end. I know like a little bit of like was it a low end form or the
yeah, exactly,
yeah yeah
exactly.
okay
So
okay
like,
okay.
yeah, um, they should like introduce Fat Pikachu like formally as like another region form. Or like this region's Pikachu looks fat for some reason, and it's just the OG Pikachu.
Oh my goodness,
I
that
would love that so much. Yeah.
throwback. I mean, they got the 25th anniversary stuff going on, so more power to them. Throw them everywhere. Fat Pikachu's for the world. Sounds
Yeah.
weird.
I miss Fat Pikachu.
Yes, but I guess yeah, we can move on. That was I don't know, that was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking about some Pokemon. It makes me want to try to play me some Pokemans.
You should get Shield or Sword or something like that.
Is there one that I should get over the other? Does it matter?
Well, it's the same as the older games where the selection of Pokemon that you can pick up without trading is just like, it's a subset of Pokemon.
Okay.
So if you want like this Pokemon, you're like, oh, I gotta find someone with the other game and trade, or just go on the internet and do a trade that way. But no, man, you can choose whatever you want. I think what might determine your choice a tiny bit is that the DLC pack, if you choose to go down that route and get the DLC, it's
Mm-hmm.
different DLC per game. So Sword has different DLC than Shield.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
you care about that at all,
No,
you gotta do a little research and you're like, I like this, but yeah,
I
doesn't
just go
matter.
in. I just go in on it. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next bit of news. Well, that's what we were playing, and you know what? I always joke about taking a break because we're supposed to, and I'm supposed to put ads in there. I never do because it's
You never put ads?
the ads are still in the podcast. They're just always at the end. So if you want to listen to some ads, stay around to the end. You'll hear a great song, and then you'll hear ads.
Yeah, please do. We get money that
Someone's
way. We
like,
get money, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, alternatively, if you want to just give us money directly, you can also come hang out with us on Twitch and give us a tier 1 sub. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Prime sub per month. Go ahead and sub that way if you'd like.
oh, there we go. Well, moving on past our subs, we'll talk about that Twitch. You can see our names on the screen, anyways. But or if you, no, you can't. Okay.
Please help me buy food.
I mean, so this week, I think on Saturday, I want to say Saturday, at like a random time. I guess it was like 12 a.m. or something in the U.S. It just kind of happened out of nowhere. But the Project L
Oh yeah.
gameplay actually is. I mean, we had seen a little bit of it, like a tad, like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, way back. I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago, and finally now they were ready to show more, like an actual, like in depth kind of like what they hope to achieve, and the characters. We saw Echo, and we actually saw Echo's moveset from League of Legends, and also Jinx and some other characters. But I mean, like seeing it in motion and just seeing like, hey, the style is pretty good. It is a 2v2 assist based fighter, so like a Marvel versus Capcom.
It's like a
or anything
Marvel with
yeah,
one less player, right?
with one less player. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a Street Fighter cross Tekken, but but they are really trying, and I love how they said that. And I was looking on the internet too, that a lot of people really resonated with this in the fighting game community, that they are trying to make a game that it's not something that beginners can come in and just beat up pro players, but a game that can be fun at every skill level. And a lot of people really appreciate it. And this is coming from a studio. I think it's was it Rising? Crap. I'll have to look up the studio name again.
Wait, so Riot's not making it?
No, this is not Riot. Well, technically it is Riot directly because they bought the studio. So
Okay.
it is Riot directly. But before this, they had made a fighting game called Rising Thunder, and this is I believe the
shit.
co-founders of Evo. Yeah, like the brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
their studio.
Right.
And so yeah, this is what they've been working on, and just to see it kind of come to fruition and how solid it looks. Even with the net play, they're going to be using Riot's servers. So they're
using the same netcode that's in Valorant, I heard, or something like
Yep,
that.
yep,
Yeah.
same. So if someone's losing packets on one end, their netcode's going to determine like, hey, you won't have any loss or any issues on your side, it'll just be the other person. And if someone drops, then of course it's supposed to auto determine like who dropped. And so it seems pretty fair. I mean, Valorant is pretty lag free, pretty nice and smooth. Of course, they're using rollback. They got that rollback. I love how he smiled when he said we're using rollback.
I think rollback netcode is just in general, it's going to be the way forward for
It's the way
fighting
forward.
games. Yeah, right.
I mean, the KOF beta, I did play a little bit of it, and it was really smooth. I gotta say, because that game has GGPO rollback in it as well, and yeah, I mean, so I mean, without going too far into Project L, I mean, was this on your radar? Are you interested in Riot games, or not just Riot games, but League of Legends, like the entirety of it, right? Because we have Arcane that's on Netflix right
like
now.
the whole universe.
The whole universe,
about, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say no. I mean, I think they have nice character designs. I just don't know anything about them. I mean, I'll give them credit for having very interesting looking visuals.
I think that's the way with most people. I mean, I tried to play League and I couldn't. I can't do MOBAs that well, and but I always liked the characters. I always thought that they had like, okay, these are some cool characters.
Yeah, they have really great character designs, and I mean, props there. But just up until very recently, I feel like it was League or nothing. Like, how else were you gonna get the lore, right? They didn't have the
exactly
like any other. They had when was Wild Rift? That was like last year or something.
That
right?
was last year, and then before that, I think was what Runeterra and Team Fight Tactics.
Well, like when was that?
Those were probably 2-3 years ago. I want to assume someone's gonna blow me up, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can.
Yeah, it was just like up until really recently that if you wanted to learn more about these characters, it was through League, and I don't really like League of Legends, so I kind of I never really thought too much about it. I wasn't like I want to go on the wiki or anything to learn about these characters. Right. But I like fighting games, and this is something that I could possibly see myself getting into. It's free to play, right? It will be or no?
I forgot if they said it'll be free to play. I don't think they announced a payment structure because like the game's not even they didn't even really announce
it's like really
a release
far
date.
Off, right? It's like really far off.
It's still pretty far off.
I just assumed it was going to be free to play because all their other games are free to play, right?
That would make sense. You know what? I mean, I feel like that's a good safe bet now that you mention it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're not, that doesn't mean they have to make it free to play. If they need to charge money up front for it, then they have to. Because if they don't make it free to play, how are you going to monetize this game? And I don't mean like in a way like how can they make money or anything. It's more of how can they recoup their development costs.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they have to charge money up front to recoup their costs, then they have to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. I feel like they make more money if they do the kind of free to play route. I feel like we're getting to that point where free to play in fighting games are becoming more synonymous. I think Dead or Alive was Dead or Alive actually the one.
Dead or Alive is like kind of free to play, but it's really not. Honestly, I wouldn't say so unless you're okay with playing one character every week. Then
yeah, I
mean,
mean,
it's not.
I think what Brawlhalla is actually free to play, and I mean, like a lot of the DLC for Street Fighter, that's not free to play. But I'm just saying, like, what am I talking about right now? That's the wrong.
You're trying to justify how fighting games can be free to play, but I don't think you're making a good case for
Yeah, I kind of messed up right there.
Yeah, because
there's not too many of them, right? But I feel like it makes more sense because a lot of fighting games, a lot of people are going to play them for what, like maybe a month, and that's it. I would say most
player,
of people,
the casual player,
because you do have to put it in, and it's not, they all have different mechanics, and they all have things you got to learn. And even in this video, Echo has he's got his mechanics from League in there, but the fact that he can slow down time by throwing a projectile, if it hits you, you slow down. He can rewind himself to a previous position. Like, these can get kind of deep, and so either you want to learn these combo routes or be kind of, it takes time. So you have to imagine there's a huge drop off after a certain point. And I know that the, was it Warner Brothers Versus? Not Versus, but
Multiversus, yeah.
Multiversus. I thought that was, that's going to be free to play. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Not only will I give that a try, but I'm willing to jump back into that game even afterwards, right?
Just to see what you missed.
Just to see what I missed, right? As opposed to, okay, I paid for it, and now I don't know, like, eh, now I got to pay some more, and I don't know. Maybe that's how they'll do character structure. I don't know.
I'm just
But
curious, like, how can a studio or a publisher monetize a free-to-play game? Because if I look at like shooting games, the trend honestly is battle passes, right?
right, right,
Like every game, like Halo Infinite, it's free to play. Technically, the multiplayer is that has a battle pass, right?
right,
They
right.
monetize with cosmetics essentially. Apex Legends is a battle pass game, and Fortnite is battle pass cosmetics, and Warzone is or Call of Duty rather is battle pass as well, right?
Yeah.
Also, all these first-person shooters are leaning on the crutch of cosmetics and that kind of stuff to
Hmm.
monetize their gameplay. But when it comes, or when it, to monetize their game rather, but when it comes to a fighting games to me are like I feel like apprehensive about saying like characters, like actual full-on characters, should
Right.
be behind a battle pass because that feels wrong to
That
me.
that would be weird.
Yeah. So it would be like cosmetics, maybe like announcers.
I
Maybe
I,
your HUD is different. You have a different looking health bar.
I feel like
That
that's what it's kind of been in the past, right? Or like up until now, still is you do have different outfits for characters. You do it, so that's like
yeah.
the skins.
Well,
You
let's
don't,
take a look.
but
Let's take a
you have
look
to
at
pay
Guilty
for
Gear,
them.
for example. Let's look
Right.
at
Okay.
Guilty Gear, right?
Okay.
Guilty Gear is a game that you pay money for at launch,
Right.
and then it's further. I don't want to say monetized, but you can pay more later down the road for
Well,
additional characters and color character
yeah. Yeah.
colors,
Color palettes. Yeah.
color
Color
palettes,
palettes.
and maybe music. No,
I
not
think it's
that.
story. Sometimes I think they have like a story update. This one is actually a little bit different, and it seems like they've actually been patching the game here and there.
Yep.
There's been two patches so far, but traditionally they would sit on doing some patches for like an ARX game, right? It would be like, hey, here's the game, here's the next what kind of version of the game for you to buy physically
Oh
that has all
yeah,
the patches, right?
yeah.
That's like a huge thing.
Like Rev 2 or something, right? Yeah,
Right, right. I mean, I
yeah.
imagine they'll still do that, but even now, they've actually done some patches, and that's changed the way that a lot of characters have played. And
So you like have to buy the new version essentially, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like it's you have to pay to get it.
So
Even Street Fighter
so
to
fighting
an
games
extent.
are going down the route of a paid upfront game, and then you pay for a season pass, and then you pay for like the next major revision that includes balance changes, right?
Right, right.
And up until now, that's how fighting games have. That's the monetary. What's the word I'm looking for? The
Monetization scheme, not
I
scheme,
guess
but
so. Yeah, like that's how they work. That's how fighting games.
model, the monetization model.
Yeah, the money making model. Yeah, the money making model. Yeah, I guess. So that's how they worked primarily in the past. Free to play fighting games. You can look at Dead or Alive, which is free to play, and I'm putting that strongly in quotation marks
Very
here.
strongly, yeah.
Because what you get by not paying is you get a rotating roster of like a fighter like every week.
Which is akin to a MOBA, which is akin to MOBA games where you don't have all the characters, but
You
X
get like
amount of
some
characters.
characters
Yeah,
per
they,
week.
they
Yeah.
they'll rotate in, and you're like, okay, I can try them, and then maybe I'll decide to buy them or try to. I think Street Fighter has a thing where, of course, you have to buy Street Fighter, but if you want the other characters, I think you can play enough matches, and it's a lot. It's a crap ton of matches to like unlock a character, kind of like in
Okay.
Apex, right? But
Right.
it's a crap ton of characters. A little bit different, but yeah.
So if this new Riot, if Project L is going to be free to play, like I want to know how are they going to, well, for starters, just make up the development costs. How long is this game be in development? How long will it be in development?
Mm.
Because you got to pay people.
You gotta pay people. You gotta
You
pay
gotta
people.
pay people
I
to
mean,
ma-
granted, they are Riot. I mean, they do have Riot bucks. Legit,
They have
Riot,
money, yeah.
Riot has Riot bucks.
Yeah, but at least they got to pay like some salaries.
I mean,
presume.
typically,
Yeah.
fighting game studios have smaller staffs. Like
Yeah.
they're not large staffed. So maybe that's in some ways helping in this case. But like you said, yeah, how do they make it back if it were free to if it were free to play.
Yeah, like first off, like any business, like when you put out a video game, you lose money making that game, and then you hope to you recuperate those costs, right?
Right.
And then you make a profit, and then you sell more than, you make money by selling more copies than it costs to make the game. Or if you are a game like Apex or something, you just have seasons, you have battle passes, and that's how you get your money back, right? Or
Right.
you make money rather. Um, so I don't know how this is gonna work for Project L. Like, how are they
It'll
gonna? I just because it's Riot, I'm like, oh, surely it'll be free to play. That's just my assumption, but
I feel like that makes the most sense because they're not going to put out a physical, well, not physical, but
they're not gonna charge you for it, right?
I feel like they won't charge you. And if they do it the same way as like a Valorant or something like that, then or even League, I feel like you can end up paying. You just pay for the characters that you might want. Maybe they come in rotation, like we're talking about in DOA. And then, of course, you like where they make the money, of course, are those skins, and that's something that even in League, that each character has like 4 to 5, 6 skins that, they've hundreds of characters, but hundreds, like thousands of skins. It's crazy.
Skins for me are such an interesting thing because I know there's some people that really care about skins. I like super don't care. Like, I don't care.
Hey man, them 15-year-olds, they care. They be buying everything. They buy everything.
Like when you still play Apex, right?
Yeah.
Do you like go through your unlocked skins and you're like, this looks cool, I'm gonna put this on?
I go for like the one I like, and I stick with that. If I can, if I keep and I keep it, that's it. Like, but I don't, because you can't even see yourself in Apex.
You can't see your own skin. You can't even see it. You're like, I look cool. Maybe it's just like I look cool to other people or something like that.
It is nice to have the skins on, like, the menus and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, at least you see them in fighting games. I mean, I feel like that's the that's the
thing
way.
about in fighting games. You see, like you're looking at the skin all the time.
Yeah.
In a fighting game,
and they could have a battle pass where you earn, in-game currency, and then you also earn like minor cosmetics maybe, and then for bigger cosmetics you can purchase those, and then after that, like they have. I believe that the best way would be a season. Even Valorant has seasons, right? Like here's some story attached to this, and Riot kind of tends to like the story and lore.
I think they could do. I mean, if Guilty Gear has shown us anything, you can absolutely do a story in a fighting game, right?
Yes, and Riot has some great cinematics. You know what, yo, I think that's the most interesting thing potentially. Like, I believe the gameplay is gonna be solid, but outside of like NetherRealm and maybe like Guilty Gear, Guilty Gear, BlazBlue kind of thing, like Arc stuff, we don't really have like fighting games go into like a lot of details and like have really good cutscenes and really like invest in the story mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. All fighting games have stories. Every single fighting game is a story,
they do.
Right?
They have like 5 paragraphs of character sometimes.
I would say a lot of those stories are forgettable. Even Street Fighter, I don't give a shit. Like, you care? Like,
no, it's literally a character goes to A, fights character B, and then they keep telling you about, hey, this is where your rival actually is, or some story, but they're not. It's nothing memorable. It's just kind of like plays 12 stages and that's it.
If you guys love anime, like there was a review on Steam for Guilty Gear. What's the new one? Sorry,
Strive,
yeah.
Yeah.
There was
2.5
a review
cutscenes
on Steam where some guy was just like, I paid $60 for season 2 of an anime and a heavy metal and a heavy rock soundtrack, and there's some kind of fighting game in here, I think. I don't know.
That is very true.
And I'm like, well, that's actually true. Yeah.
And I mean, like, at least like Riot, if you've ever seen any of their cinematics for like Worlds or even like before a new chapter in the game comes out, they're really good. Like I'm like, dang, this is good. And Arcane, of course, people are finally like, dang, they got some good stuff going on.
If you find Guilty Gear Strive on sale for like $20 and
it's on sale right now for 30, I think, Black Friday.
If you like anime, I would say buy Strive and don't even play the fighting game. Just watch the cutscenes, because
you've got like 3.5 hours.
It's actual hours of cutscenes. Yeah, it's an anime. It's an actual anime.
It's a long anime where you can understand Soul Bad Guys is Soul BGs.
It got to the point where I was like, I need to watch the cutscenes for the other games because I don't know what I'm doing. It's season 2. It is season 2. So I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's what it is. And I mean, it's been a great kind of week in fighting games, because we also had the new Versus. We kind of just mentioned that Multiversus. I hope they change that name. I hope they change that name.
It's a clever name. It's clever.
It's horrible because it's Versus is in like verse us, not I mean US, not ERS. God, I can't even.
Well, because it's supposed to be like multi-universe, but it's also like a fighting game, so versus, right? That's it's like a play on words.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But I mean, yeah, I mean it is there, and I mean, so we've got the next kind of Super Smash Brothers like game coming out, and well, next
Steven
year,
Universe versus Batman versus Flynn versus Wonder Woman versus Shaggy.
you've got you're going further than I can name some characters. Like,
Yeah,
but I mean, like they have WB has a lot of properties. Obviously, we have Arya from Game of Stark in here as well.
Game of Stark. You just said Game of Stark.
Game of Stark. The Game of Stark. It might as well be the Game of Stark. You know who was it? Who was the story about?
Game
Stark.
Game of okay.
From the Game of Thrones.
No, but yeah, it's just like it's fucking everyone. It's madness.
It's actual kind of madness, and I love. So before that, we had Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, which was kind of like the. I don't want to say low budget. I don't want to call it low budget, but let's face it. There's no voice acting. The music is a little. I mean,
was there no voice acting because of like licensing problems or something?
I feel like they didn't get the license for like they didn't have enough money for voices, but they got the licenses for the properties. Like that was it.
They ran out of money. They ran out of
budget.
Yeah.
I feel like the budget was like it died. It just dried up right then.
Yeah, they're like shit. We can't pay voice actors.
It's like crappity do, you know. But yeah. But this game, of course, we've got who plays OG Batman? Well, not OG Batman, but Batman from the animated series. Crap.
The one from the 90s, right?
From the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to remember his voice actor, but yeah, they've got him. They've got all the original voice actors that they could actually get. They have, so that adds a lot to the game, and it's going to be free to play. So
yes, we were just talking about free to play fighting games. Here you go. This is one of them.
They have. It looks like they have skins in the game. If I can just kind of go back a little bit, there's a couple things in this game. They've got perks per characters, so you can kind of like customize your character, and of course they've got skins, so different outfits. They actually show the battle pass right here. Actually, there is a battle pass for this game. So here are the perks. Every character is going to have a perk, and what they said they want to do for this game is it's built around team play. The main mode is 2v2, not free for all. There is a free for all. There is a 4v. What do you call it? Just free for all, and then there's also
like
1v1.
4-person free for all, yeah.
Yeah, 4-person free for all, 1v1. But their main mode is actually 2v2, and your skills will actually interact with each other when you're building a team. So I thought that was interesting. I guess that's kind of like how they're diversifying, well, kind of changing it up. They got daily missions and all this kind of stuff. I want to see the battle pass again. Where's the battle pass? It went by so fast.
I wonder how it's gonna be like, how is it gonna be free to play? Like it's just gonna be like you won't have all the fighters or something like that.
I imagine, and I need to go to their website to actually see all the fighters. Because here's a little look at the battle pass. You gain gold. Looks like you get some gold. You get emotes.
Right.
I don't know what bread is. I don't know what the bread is. I can't tell you what the bread is.
Who knows? It's maybe crafting or something. I don't know. Yeah,
it
whatever.
Could be some weird undetermined currency at the moment. But I feel like you're going to get the main, like I want to say you're going to get the main roster off the top, right?
My least favorite mechanic that free-to-play games use, in particular mobile games, is the stamina system. That's like my least favorite thing, especially with free-to-play music games.
I hope that they don't do something. That'd be weird. I mean, especially the fact that they want to have even more characters down the line.
I don't think they would do it. I just to clarify, I don't think they would do a stamina system. It doesn't. It's counterintuitive, I think, for these kind of games. So I'm guessing it'll be like if you don't pay for the. I don't know. Actually, I feel like they wouldn't be like, oh, you can only play these 8 players or characters rather, and the other ones you have to pay money for or something like that. I don't know if they would do that.
Maybe I feel like so in this case it feels like we could kind of apply maybe an Apex model, right? And maybe even for, you know what, honestly, even for Project L, maybe that is actually how it works, like these hero fighters.
It could be like how Quake Champions does their champions, which I know
Mm-hmm.
you've never played. But Quake Champions is you have one free champion. That's just like the default, like the Ranger from Quake.
Right, right,
And then they have a rotating. It's like one champion that is the free champion of the week, right?
right,
Like
right.
how League would do it.
Yeah.
And you can either pay $20 to unlock most of the champions or all of them or something,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or you can grind out like a shitload of matches, and you'll have this currency that you can use to unlock a champion of your choosing. So you can eventually have all of them for free if you play a shitload of Quake champions,
I
or
feel
you
like
just yeah.
I feel like that's the I feel like that works, right? Whether people want to grind or not, you can also pay money. Obviously, they'll be like, hey, if
Yeah.
you want to pay money, you can pay money. But I feel like that structure, like, hey, here's some heroes, you can test them out, or here's some characters, test them out. And then if you want them, you can pay for them, or you can play to pay for them. And then, because if you're into the game, honestly, like Apex, right? You'll play enough to get one character, right? And by the time the next character comes out, you might have played
You might
enough
be able to give another one, yeah.
you might even have enough, depending on how stingy they are with the
Like for
currency.
me, when it like well, for Quake Champions, when I looked at the roster, I was like, oh, like it's a free to play game, but it's kind of not. Like it's a $20 game. Like if you can flip it around in your mind to be like, oh, this is actually a $20 game,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
then that's how you could be like, okay, well, let me just go buy the champions. I'm basically buying the game. This is a demo that I downloaded essentially, right?
Right. I mean,
You
I
can,
feel I feel like for fighters, I feel like they have to give you the base roster, like
yeah, so
bare
like
minimum.
let's say eight characters, or something, right?
Yeah, they have to give us all of these.
Or
I
like,
feel
do
like
you
all
think they're
these
gonna give you
characters.
like on screen right now? They're gonna give you all of those characters.
I feel like
That's
they're
the
going to
base
give us
roster.
all. I think this is like what 13
Yeah. Okay.
at least at the moment. Because I it would I think only there's has there been a fighting game that's actually done. There was that Tekken that did like was it Tekken 6 or was it 7? Which one was the one that Tekken that did like uh a kind of some it wasn't free to no it was free to play. I think I feel like it was free to play and you could
Is
just
Tekken 7 like free to play or something?
I might be tripping hard on this.
I'm on Steam right now, and Tekken 7 is $50.
I cannot remember what something did a free to play like test. Okay, so it's Tekken Revolution. That's what it is.
The fuck is that?
So Tekken Revolution was the free to play fighting video game developed by Bandai Namco Games.
Is that
It's
like
the first
on
in the wiki.
consoles?
Yeah, it is on consoles. Because I remember it, and I was just like, "What the heck is this thing again?" Because you can
Okay,
play it for
but
free. Yeah,
but the Wikipedia is making it in past tense, so obviously it.
yeah, it didn't. Yeah, no one because it was that structure where you would. It had one. I think it had like 5 characters out of a whole roster, right? And then you would play how many ever hours to get another character.
Oh, okay.
So it was a
Yeah, I
grind. It was a
see.
horrible grind. You couldn't
Looks
even
like
get
it
any of
came
the
out in
characters.
2013 and it died in 2017.
17,
So it survived 4 years.
It survived. It tried. It tried.
This flew under my radar, dude. Like, hadn't seen this until now.
I was like, I swear I remember it happening. I just couldn't remember like which one it was. But it existed.
Interesting.
It existed.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways. But I mean, maybe that's a topic we can go into when one of these comes out. Just we'll see. I mean, so this game you can do the you can sign up for. It's not a beta. I don't even know if it's alpha. I don't know what it is, but you can sign up to kind of get into the trial playtesting periods. There we go. The playtesting, the betas. There we go. If you go on their website.
So Superman's in this and Batman's in this, so you can live out your Superman versus Batman fantasy.
They said it in the trailer, sadly.
Do you know what else Batman's in?
Like fighting games?
No, just in general.
Batman is in the Telltale Batman series. Batman is
Yeah.
in the Arkham Arkham City
So Arkham
Asylum,
Arkham series.
the Arkham series.
Yeah.
Batman is in Injustice.
Sure, but it's a fighting game. Yeah,
And
what's the studio called? NetherRealm.
Nether,
Yeah.
yeah. What else is Batman? Now I'm trying to think. What else is Batman in?
He's
I
in
feel like-
he's in Fortnite.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Is this new? This just happened?
I think
Has
it
he
came out
always
like a
been
couple
there?
months ago. Yeah, like Google it. Like Google Batman Fortnite. Batman's in
Oh,
Fortnite.
goodness gracious.
So like everyone's in
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Like literally everyone's in Fortnite.
We have Marvel and DC. Oh my goodness, you were right. I don't even
Yep.
need to like. Ooh, they even got Nightmare Batman up in here, like the
Mm.
Batman Who Laughs or whatever. Like they got all these Batman.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, well then, Batman is also in Fortnite. I
I
did
would
not know.
love to be a
What the
fly on
heck?
the wall in Epic's like offices, and I would love to be there for the discussion when they're like, all right, people, we need to figure out our next guest character. Who's it gonna be? And they're just like taking suggestions from like everyone. It doesn't matter. Anything goes. Doesn't matter how stupid it is, because apparently it'll get in.
Which is obviously the number one thing with this right here, Naruto and Fortnite. What happened? What was that meeting? What
It was
who
like one
approached
dude
who?
was just
Like,
like, I was like,
I love
what
Naruto.
about Naruto? They're like, all right, whatever, sure. But here's the thing. Here's what surprises me. Oh, here's what honestly surprised me about Naruto being in Fortnite. So surprises anyone who's listening and you guys are under a rock. Naruto's in Fortnite. I hate it, but yeah. Um, the number one thing that surprised me about this collaboration even happening is like obviously Epic has to reach out to the rights holder. I believe would be Shueisha in this case, maybe. Or
It would
is
be
it?
it might be Viz Media, then that goes to Shueisha. But yeah, it ultimately goes to Shueisha, I assume.
Right. So, but anyways, Shueisha, like the rights holder in Japan, you know, people who own the rights to Naruto, have to sign off on this, right? They have to be like, yes, you can use our character in this stupid video game, right?
I'm actually kind of curious because a lot of times in Japan, I think the manga creators own they own their characters.
So Shueisha has no say in this. You think they went to?
I think they have. I think it's some weird type of. There has to be some way in which they control a little bit of it, right? It's not like 100%, but I believe that. Yeah, I believe the manga creators own their characters. It's like their IP, but at the same time, it's like, hey, Kishimoto Sensei, we got this game called Fortnite you might have heard of. You want your character in it?
You think
it's
Kishimoto
fine.
himself was just like, yeah, I love Fortnite.
No, maybe his kid. I mean, he has kids, so I mean, his kid might be playing Fortnite and be like, "Dad, it'd be awesome if Naruto was in this game." Or he just looked and was like, "Oh, fuck, man, just put Naruto up in here too."
So I've lived in Japan. I've lived and worked in Japan for close to 10 years at this point.
Right,
And
right.
I've seen how Japanese companies operate.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly have such a hard fucking time believing this got signed off. Like,
Money, man, money,
yeah.
money. I think that's probably the biggest money. That's it. Like
There's a lot of so a lot of Japanese companies are pretty protective when it comes to their characters. They'll be like,
and we've seen that with anything that tries to go across seas. Anytime in the 90s, early 2000s, if you tried to buy stuff from Japan, right?
Yeah.
Half the games were region locked. Couldn't even.
well, it's also like how so if you work with a Japanese company for promotion purposes or any kind of licensing adventure or anything like that, a lot of Japanese companies will be protective about how their characters are portrayed. So you'll often come across these cases where it's like, okay, you can use our character, but he can't, for example, like
do X or Y or say.
yeah, he can't be seen doing this, or he can't be, holding something with his left hand because he's very a right-handed character or something like that, or
Right.
something insane like that, right? This happens, all the time. So obviously, Fortnite's a game. It's a third-person shooter. Like you have guns in it, right?
Which is yeah.
That's honestly,
the main thing.
I'm really shocked that Naruto holding a gun, firing a gun,
It's weird.
Was okayed.
Was
They're like,
okayed. I mean, there's memes about it, but no one's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, there were memes," so that makes it official. It's good. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when they'll be like, oh, our character can't be this. He can't say this. He can't do this. You know what I mean?
All I can say is money, man, money, and I think we're at the point where, I mean, this opens up so many doors. Because,
okay, I want to say this.
Asuna, Kirito, Gungao,
It's
got to come
happening.
up in here.
Okay,
That need to come up. They use guns. Come on, let's get it. Let's go.
Here's where we're at now. Here's the dangerous slope. We're at the edge of a cliff right now.
Are we gonna fall
because
off?
because now that we have like fucking everyone in Fortnite, Batman is in Fortnite and Naruto's in Fortnite. We are, and and I hate to say it, we're two motherfucking steps away from official Goku versus Superman. Like we're so
Oh
damn close to it.
no!
We're so damn
Oh
close.
no, we are.
Yeah.
You are right. Goku versus Superman is legit, but with
Like
guns.
it's a
But with
fear. It's a
but with
legitimate
guns.
fear. Like we're
But
so
with
close
guns.
to it.
We
Yeah.
are actually here. I mean, like it's kind of funny because Batman versus Superman, at least in the
The
Multiversus trailer.
multiverse, yeah.
Yeah, it literally says we can finally determine who wins, Batman or Superman. I was like,
We're
oh, they
so
said it.
close to Superman versus Goku. Like we're
And
so
Superman
damn
versus
close.
Goku. If we get this, it will no longer just be one of those Newgrounds Flash videos of
Yeah.
battle to the death or whatever.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
actually be like you holding a gun shooting Superman with Goku.
Goku with a gun. Oh my god. Oh, I hate it. Goku with a gun shooting Superman.
That's
Oh,
what's gonna happen. Goku with a gun shooting Superman. I mean, like I watched Ninja, Big Bro Ninja, fan of the series, a huge fan of you, Ninja, all day, man, all day. Support us. I mean, we support you. I'm just playing. Anyways, Sasuke taking out guns is the look at this crap. Look at this crap.
here, I'm gonna send you a tweet on Discord. You can bring this up if you want on
Yeah.
screen. It's so stupid. Like it highlights just how stupid the whole thing looks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now and it looks stupid. And I honestly like watched Ninja play a good amount of this, right? And
Yeah.
it was just like, what? It's fine in some cases because in the normal animations, Sasuke doesn't really do anything outside of ninja run, throw shurikens, and normal stuff, right?
When he holds out a stupid gun.
But when he pulls the gun out of from nowhere, and next thing I know, it's just like I got a gun, I got a gun.
Did you see
Don't
the
make me
memes?
use
Did you
it.
see the memes for this?
Dude, there's so many memes. Hold on,
I sent you the link the tweet that I sent you. Like scroll down the replies. I laughed so hard at some of those.
Oh my goodness, like it is something else, right? This is, but at the same time, like how much hype, how much hype was this? Really, I mean, and these
I don't know, it
characters,
depends on who you
still
ask.
they stay
I-
around, right? They stay
I-
around in
I
Fortnite,
hated
right?
it. I thought it was a terrible idea, but you know.
Yeah, it's like, who cares what we thought? We're old. Oh gosh, Twitter, it's okay. Oh gosh, I'm not logged into Twitter on this, so it's just gonna be like it won't let me look at the thread, or am I already looking at the thread?
Here, I'll send you some
I'm totally
highlights.
not.
I'll send you some highlights. I saw one where it's like he's like Rasen gun.
Apparently, this was a meme before somehow. Like this was a meme of Naruto taking out a gun, but I mean, but you do have a good point. The fact that Naruto doesn't have guns in the series.
No, yeah.
there might be a gun in Boruto. I don't know. The science department does is more up to date, modern. You know how they have cell phones and crap in Boruto, I think. But like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just out of the realm of possibility for Naruto to be using a gun. I'm looking at Naruto use a shotgun. Like, what? Oh,
I don't
gosh,
know.
and he's dancing.
Yeah, it's the dance. It's the dance.
Oh, hold up.
that
Okay,
gets-
I can't at least look at this then. Someone's like, well, y'all still on this topic? We're still on this topic because it's so good. But here's the thing, and this is one thing I forgot to mention. They actually did a good job on this.
You think so?
I have to say all of the characters animate really well. They have that kind of CyberConnect 2 shading to them. Minus the gun. See, like that's why the gun looks so weird when he does that. But like I have to say it has everything that you would at least have wanted done well. And they have the Ninja Village. Kakashi Sensei's in there. A lot of, I felt like they did a good job at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Naruto shaking his butt on screen.
The dance, man.
The dance, but I mean, you even have QB, even the QB comes in and just starts, you can surf on him. Like I feel like if they could have did it any other way, to make it even better, it would have just been like they don't use guns. I mean, heck, Naruto can now shoot Chun-Li with a gun. That sounds horribly
It
violent.
just sounds
It
insane.
sounds
Yeah, like
or
Ryu from
Chun-Li.
Street Fighter versus Chun-Li, like and Naruto's in there. Like what? Anyways, like I'm saying, like we're 2 steps away from Goku versus Superman. Like it could really
We're
happen,
two
man.
steps away from Armageddon.
If that happens, honestly, if that happens, I'll be like, all right, that's it. Like this is whatever. What timeline is this in? What
That
joke timeline did I fall into? What TV show am I living?
you're living you're just living in, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of messed up, honestly. But yeah, so if you're playing Fortnite, I almost downloaded Fortnite. I am 100% serious.
Because
I
you
clicked
want to play
on. I wanted
you
to,
want to shoot a
yeah.
gun as Naruto.
No, I just wanted to play as Naruto and just kind of like see how it was, because I'm a huge Naruto fan. Like there's like just
You've
I
never
love
played Fortnite
Naruto.
before, right?
No, this almost got me. This
So you have
almost
no
got
idea
me.
what it's. So you're a fresh noob.
I would have been a fresh noob. I would have been in there going, how do I build? This
You
is
gotta learn how to
weird.
build, yeah.
This is weird. So, but before we do go, we're going to talk about the last topic. I think we've got everything kind of closed out. We saved the best for last, but we didn't even tease that we were saving the best for last. But Grand Theft Auto, the the trilogy, the
Definitive edition.
GTA,
Is that really the
def-
best for last?
it's the best mess for last. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So what all happened on this thing?
I don't know what to say about it, honestly. I mean, Rockstar for a while, prior to the release of the definitive edition, they've been like going after modders. They've been like threatening modders with legal actions. They've been getting mods pulled off from resources on the web. So mods that improve like older games. Like I'm talking like GTA 4 and like San Andreas and GTA, the PC versions of GTA 3 and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Basically like just making the older games playable on modern systems or enjoyable in some way.
Exactly.
I guess, yeah. Anyways, so it's really messy, but to give the cliff notes, they've been burning bridges with their modders, right? And then before they announced the remasters, the definitive edition for GTA 3, San Andreas, and Vice City, I don't want to say, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Should be.
and then they go and they they pull the games from storefronts. You can no longer purchase the old versions.
Right.
Actually, this is a kind of similar controversy that happened with Blizzard when they released Warcraft 3. But anyways, you could no longer purchase the original versions. You were stuck to get the definitive version.
Mhm.
Anyways, the definitive edition for the trilogy came out on Switch and PS5 and I think Xbox and PC.
Okay.
To a whole host of problems. Visual glitches, other glitches, like rain, for example, was opaque. You couldn't see anything when it rained.
Missing fog, apparently.
Yeah,
Heck.
there was a bunch of issues with like just weird glitches and that kind of stuff. Stability issues. The Switch version was crashing a lot.
Okay.
But I think what the biggest problem I think was probably on PC where they when the games launched, like Rockstar discovered that there was a quote unquote unintended code or something, like leftover code
Right. I think they took it out or something, right?
that was left in the game. So they offlined the launcher. For anyone who doesn't know, the PC versions of basically any Rockstar game launch through Rockstar's own launcher. Even if you purchase it on Steam, it'll like then launch Rockstar's thing, which will then launch your game.
Mm-hmm.
So Rockstar pulled the games from their launcher. Not only like okay, but what the problem is? Okay, so they made their launcher offline, which means while they were doing this, you on PC couldn't play any Rockstar game. You couldn't play any
Oh, so you
Rockstar
just
game.
got locked out. You just get locked out,
Yeah,
period.
it was like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. You just couldn't play
All the
anything.
stuff that is functional.
Right. So people got pretty pissed. Like they paid full price for this video game, and they weren't allowed to play it. At launch essentially. Like they couldn't play it for like a day or two.
Right.
And then when it came back, I mean, it's not like it was really fixed. It was still kind of broken and that kind of stuff. So it launched broken on all platforms. It affected PC gamers a lot because they couldn't even play the game. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So it just had a host of problems, and I think Rockstar here, yeah, they apologized for the subpar release, and they're like, obviously, like this isn't our standard of quality. We apologize, and as a token apology, they are going to make the original games free.
Free.
Also, you can just buy them again if you don't want to play the definitive
The
edition. So you
definitive
can buy them
edition.
again, or if you bought the definitive edition, you'll be getting the games for free, and you can play those if you want.
I mean that's nice. I mean, at least that they were. I got to say, like it does. We've kind of seen this, of course, last year with Cyberpunk. Uh, in terms of a game releasing content that was subpar.
I think the problem with GTA though, and not like Cyberpunk, is that these aren't new games.
No, these aren't new games. This should have just been like a port and done at minimal, right?
These games came out on PS2 with no problem, and I think part of the problem might have been, people are saying, is that they're actually ports of the mobile versions. They're ported from the mobile versions to consoles and PC, which is yeah.
I could see that being like the logic because this is the most current, but how does it get past playtesting? How does it get past anything? Like how does that get past people's eyes? Like,
so people
are they
saying,
just ignorant?
Yeah, so people are saying like, well, how does this even pass Q? Do you have QC? Like how? Who said this was okay to launch?
Yeah, exactly. Because these aren't issues, from what you described at least. These aren't issues that would be non-noticeable. Like you have to like kind of look a little bit to find it. It seems like they're just glaring. They're just there. And over whatever development period they had, it just seems like why isn't this fixed?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's not like they announced the remasters like last year and they were like, oh, definitely coming out, holiday season 2021 or anything. They announced these really recently, right?
Right.
Nobody knew. I mean, putting the GeForce leak aside, nobody really knew about these at all.
Right.
So they could have, I don't know, delayed it, because like it's not like they committed to a date or anything.
I mean, yeah, that is very true. It's not like people were looking for it or reserved it for this day or anything. They had to put, it was, it is what it was.
They could have just delayed it. Might have been because they needed to meet quarterly goals or something like that. That's a possibility, right?
That's always a possibility. And honestly, more likely,
that's probably
that's what it was.
From a business point of view, that is probably what it was. Like ship the game now and get like, this is the money we make for the quarter and fix it later, that kind of thing.
I'm telling you, man, money.
Yeah.
Money.
But no,
Naruto,
it's really rough on
Fortnite
PC,
money.
so like imagine not being able to play a game for like 2 days that you paid for.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's like, imagine like you bought a game on Steam or something and it was broken, and then for some reason you couldn't play any of your Steam games.
Just everything got shut down. That is the kicker. That is the kicker.
I'd be pretty mad, yeah.
That's the kicker right there. I think that would make anybody make anyone upset. So
yeah, so I mean, the game's launched in a pretty shitty state, and it hurts the modding community because they like shut down mods for this. Like really good mods had to die, and people got threatened with legal action.
Not actually die, but yeah. Oh wait, right. I was thinking about people. Sorry.
No, the mods
I was talking about
died.
modders.
The mods died, not the modders died.
Not the modders. Okay.
The mods died. So Rockstar was like, I don't know, was it probably Take-Two, not Rockstar? It was Take-Two probably, but like Take-Two was just like, oh, like take this off the internet now, or we'll sue your ass. And then they're like, okay, now take our remastered games. And I'm like, well, these suck though, like, yeah. And they're not free. Like, why did we have to pay for these? Like, what we had before was better. So I think they burned a lot of bridges with the modding community. Like they literally threatened them with legal actions. And when your game comes out in a broken state and kind of needs to be fixed by modders, like,
I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, like we've seen that time and time again with open world games on PC. The modders fix it, and that becomes the definitive version.
Yeah, in some way, at least for older games, for sure.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm still waiting for the first couple patches of content for Cyberpunk, but honestly, I don't know. I actually uninstalled Cyberpunk because I was like, when that stuff comes out.
I don't know when that stuff comes, because it was supposed to come out sometime
like
last year. No, like this year, right? This year, like early, like in March or May or something like that.
You're never gonna play Cyberpunk? You have no interest in it?
I was always kind of lukewarm on. I was like half and half on it. Like part of me wanted to play it, but the other part of me was just like, I know I don't have fun with open world first person games.
Right.
So I was just always kind of like, I want to play it, but sometimes I'm okay not playing it.
I kind of played it like a Deus Ex game actually, and I
Uh-huh,
had a lot
uh-huh.
of fun. I played it like a stealth game honestly, and I had a lot of fun with it that way. Because like
Yeah.
every time you do a story mission or every time you do like a what do they call it, side mission, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A lot of it is like go to this thing, kill these people, grab this thing. I'm like, okay, you can also do it without getting detected, and that's satisfying. You know,
That
when
is
you
that.
like go into a base and kill everyone without being seen, that's so fun. So
That's the goodness right there. But I guess that we'll have to go into our own bases without being seen. I tried to I tried to segue in a way, but it didn't work out.
no, not at all.
No,
That's okay.
didn't. No, it's par for course. If you're a dedicated listener, you know my comments.
You can
Sometimes
try again
they're
next week though, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, I can try
Yeah.
again next week. I always, last week it was don't sleep. This time it's for the week before. But yeah, so anyways, that's gonna do it for us this week. But before you do go, where can people follow you, Alex?
Yeah, definitely check me out on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/route24 ROUTE24. We're playing a bunch of RPGs. I just started the New Game Plus playthrough of Tales of Arise, which
Ooh,
is fun, I guess. So I'm in talking a lot over the cutscenes because it's New Game Plus. We're just kind of doing all the fights basically
okay.
on the hardest difficulty. And but I might try some other cool stuff. Like the Steam sales are coming up. I do have a couple games that I'm eyeing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Those are pretty chill. I mean, if you've been on the stream a couple times, you know I like to play chill games every now and then.
Right, right.
There's a pretty cool chill game that has really positive reviews. It's called Unpacking. It's like a pixel art.
Oh, I think I've
Yeah,
seen that. In like you're literally moving.
you're just
It's like a
unpacking.
puzzle game. Well, it's not. Yeah.
It's a puzzle game. You're just unpacking. It's super chill. So I've been eyeing that. I might be checking that out on stream pretty soon here. I'm also down to check out some wacky stuff. Like, I like simulator games, so I might check out Police Simulator that
Oh
goes on.
gosh, that sounds like it could just go horribly wrong.
It sound. I know what
It
you're
sounds.
thinking. I know
Oh
exactly. I
god,
know
sounds like
exactly.
it goes
Yeah,
wrong.
I know exactly what you're thinking. I
Oh
do
man.
agree. I promise to be a normal police
I
officer.
mean, I know you'll be a good cop. I know you'll be a good cop.
Yeah, I'll just chase you down for parking tickets and that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, no, I mean, we play a lot of RPGs and stuff, so come hang out. It'll be fun. Talk about food all the time. Literally all the time we talk about food. So if you want to check out what's wacky and wild in Japanese fast food restaurants, come hang out. I'd love to see you there.
There we go. And then, of course, you can follow me at Ninjatrix, NinjaTrix. Currently playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep still. We're going through Riku's side of the story. Should finish it up later this week. And I finished up Bloodstain.
Yeah,
Holy
how was
moly.
it? You liked it?
Holy moly! I mean, it was fun. I mean, it was actually I really enjoyed it. I hope item management and whatever the
Two?
secret in two, like either give me less shards or give me a better way of managing the items. And there's a lot of stuff, right? So I mean,
Mm.
they ideally want you just to sort your loadout, quick switch your loadout. Which that's on me to get better at, but I enjoyed it, and
That was your first Castlevania or Metroidvania, yeah?
no, my first one was it Ori and the Blind Forest, and then it
Oh,
was
yeah,
Hollow
yeah.
Knight, I think.
Right, okay.
And then I
Cool.
played Ender Lilies this
Are
year
you going to
too.
be checking out, now that you have a Switch, Metroid Dread?
I'm debating between going to one of the Castlevania games that like
Symphony
I
of the
think
Night?
the Symphony of the Night
Yeah.
and Dread, because I do want to. Ideally, I want to play both of them. Like I want to
Yeah,
actually
if
try to
you
go
want to
through both
stream
of those
Dread,
series.
you could knock that out in a weekend, honestly.
I heard it's like only 8 hours or something.
It's like 8 hours, yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's fairly short, and I mean, like, I would love to actually go through that, and like I said, I have a Switch now, so. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
honestly,
last boss.
You should do it. You should make use of your purchase. You got a Switch, enjoy Switch games. Go play Pokemon or something.
I'll get it. I'll probably do. I'm still doing Bayonetta 2 probably first, but Dread could be something I play before Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, sure.
if I can get a sale. I'm currently looking at getting, and I don't know if I'm actually going to get to this on stream, but actually P5, like Persona 5. I
Oh,
don't know
real?
if I'll
Yeah,
actually do this
that's an
on stream.
undertaking. That's an undertaking.
That's an
Yeah.
undertaking, and
Yeah.
but if not, I'm definitely picking up 13 Sentinels. It's on sale.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
I heard that game was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. My chat's been enjoying these type of story games. I'm looking at Life
Yeah.
is Strange 3 too. Like, man.
Mhm.
But anyways, that's gonna do it for us this week. We made up for our time last week. I hope you enjoyed the bonus episode with Yahya and talking about Ape Escape remake. Maybe Sony will actually do it. Who knows? But if they do, go check out that fan made Ape Escape. That was pretty cool. And you can also follow us on Twitter. I haven't been on there for a little bit, but we put out them tweets. We want you to know about what we're doing at UGP_cast, and then you can just follow us on Twitch. Leave a subscribe to the channel on YouTube if you're listening. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave reviews, comment, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Exactly. That's going to do it for us this week on episode 109 of the Unknown Games Podcast. We'll see you next week on 1010 when we talk about what it means to be a rock star.
What?
Rockstar logo's right next to me, so I glanced over.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
I was very confused. All right, great, thank you. All right.
All right, everybody.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.